Desperate Duchess Meghan Markle is eager to share her perspective regarding the royal race controversy. But does anyone really want to hear it? Greetings, dear viewers, and warmest welcome to you all. At this juncture, I can't help but ponder why Omid Scobie even bothered penning that dreadful book Finding Freedom. What was his aim? As I see it, his reputation now lies in tatters. He's essentially ensured he'll never work as a journalist again. He's created ample tribulation for Meghan and Harry when they already had more than enough strife to contend with. So truly, what was the purpose of publishing that horrid, distasteful tome? I know his intent was to disparage the royal family, particularly Catherine, but he failed dismally in that petty mission too. As expected, the book was met with extensive backlash. It was brimming with falsehoods, exaggerations, and outright lies. And the depiction of Catherine was especially nasty and reprehensible, just despicable through and through. To provide some perspective, I want to remind you that Scobie tried convincing us all that Catherine is somehow inferior to Meghan, less independent, less feminist, because Catherine is perfectly content following orders from her superiors. And she actually tries to perform her duties properly. Unlike Meghan, who cannot stop jabbering, believes she knows all, and refuses advice from anyone. Somehow we were supposed to finish the book admiring Meghan and thinking less of Catherine? No, that tactic did not work at all. The only thing that book succeeded in doing is rekindling the entire royal race controversy, thanks to the inclusion of two prominent names, King Charles and Princess Catherine. Supposedly they were the royals who made remarks about skin color prior to Archie's birth. We still don't know precisely what was said, and Scobie claims he didn't intend to include those names, that it was accidentally in the initial draft of a Dutch translation. Well, now, who would believe that flimsy excuse? And predictably, Meghan Markle is now trying to avoid the backlash. According to Tom Bower, Meghan has been left bruised by all the criticism Finding Freedom has received. And Bower suggests to the Mirror that Meghan will want nothing more than to wipe the slate clean after Finding Freedom launched an unprovoked attack on Princess Kate. So Bower believes Meghan may attempt to write her own memoir, as has been rumored for some time. He said, as she feels more and more bruised as the year goes on, Meghan is going to want to have her say. Whereas Finding Freedom was a disaster, she's going to want to correct the impression that she collaborated on that book. Now, Meghan may try this, but I don't think it will work. We already know she assisted Scobie in writing that fictitious book. It's plain as day that he had contact with Meghan and Harry and was privy to private information. And Scobie has been their biggest cheerleader for years. We're supposed to believe they suddenly have no association. And it matters not that Scobie said they weren't involved. He told The Standard there's enough people around them and in their orbit who know the ins and outs of things. But to me, that still implicates Harry and Meghan through their connections. If they're instructing people in their circle to pass information to Scobie, they are absolutely complicit. And Scobie is as unskilled at lying as Meghan is. He couldn't even keep his fabrications straight about how those names ended up in the Dutch edition. First he tried blaming the publisher, then he decided that wouldn't fly. So he tried throwing the poor translators under the bus, but they spoke out, insisting they simply translated what was provided. Eventually he confessed that unclear text was given to the Dutch publisher with plans to update later. Yes, sure, Scobie. Understandably, the royal family was incensed by the ludicrous allegations in the book, especially King Charles and Princess Catherine being cited as sources of racist remarks about Archie. According to the Mirror, the royals were said to be unified in outrage after the King and Princess of Wales were entangled in the race row. I mean, originally Harry and Meghan made these claims in that Oprah spectacle in 2021, and it should have concluded then and there. How would Scobie even have acquired that information if it didn't originate from Harry and Meghan themselves? They are the source because it's pure fiction. So splendid luck to Meghan attempting another book of lies to counter the book of lies published by Scobie in December. It won't work. She must accept that she's burnt toast at this point. Her reputation is beyond rehabilitation. She's finished in Hollywood, finished in the UK. The best she can do now is release Harry and find a new victim to manipulate, because I believe Harry is done. Okay, now for my favorite part of the video, discussion time. Today we'll be talking about the commentary you all contributed about the video, like mother, like daughter. Doria to the rescue as Sussex marriage crumbles. This video was all about how Doria has allegedly moved into Meghan and Harry's Montecito mansion, supposedly living in the guest house. The claim is she's going to take a break there because she and Harry are having such difficulties. I suspect this is preparatory to their imminent divorce. Doria will move in and Harry will move out. Let's see what insights you shared in the comments. The first remark I want to highlight is from appreciation for Queen Elizabeth. This user says drug and alcohol abuse are major causes of mental illness being neglected and not treated properly. The rants and ravings just need to be disregarded by turning away from Markle and Harry completely. I concur, there is rampant substance abuse and mental illness with both Meghan and Harry. But to be clear, I don't think they have the same mental health issues. Meghan seems to exhibit various personality disorders, narcissism in particular. Harry, on the other hand, I'm not sure he's a narcissist. He appears to have intense anxiety and unresolved trauma he needs to address. But self-medicating with drugs and alcohol has only made things worse for both of them. Next is an astute comment from Veronica Crabtree-Hill. Veronica says Meghan's father reportedly called her princess, so he is partially responsible for spoiling her and giving her the impression she should have whatever she wants. Until she encountered the Queen, who told her no. Veronica, I think you're spot on. Now Thomas Markle tries to pretend this isn't the girl he raised, that he doesn't understand how she turned out this way. But in hindsight, it makes complete sense. He really instilled in her the idea she could be anything. And I know he was just trying to build her confidence and encourage her. But sometimes kids need to learn there are limits and boundaries. Learning to handle disappointment is so important early on. And I think that's something Thomas Markle tried to shield Meghan from, with the results we see now. We got some reactions to this as well. Scott Brower agrees he is very much at fault. Lois Leonard says, well, I don't know, isn't it wonderful? Jan Wood contends all fathers spoil their daughters, especially without a mother present. But Meghan is an adult now, just wants publicity and money, good or bad. Now Jan, you're correct. All dads indulge their little girls. But something vital was missing from Meghan's upbringing. I don't believe she was properly taught right from wrong. The next remark is from Diane Eyre. Diane says she doesn't think they ever owned that huge mansion or have any kids, nor are the Markles living together. She's tired of the endless press releases and doesn't understand why they publish this rubbish. We're all so over the Markles, very sad if there's no better news to report. Gina responds, definitely no children. Yes, I fully agree with you, Diane. Modern journalism is dead. I really miss the days when news could be trusted. Now it's all PR puff pieces. You can't know what's true anymore. And sadly, many people don't realize that. They see the fawning Meghan and Harry articles in the mainstream news and believe them. It's all lies. Finally, I want to include this commentary from Cam Fung, 3472. Cam says he predicted last year that Harry is using marijuana heavily since it's legal in California, supplied by his mother-in-law Doria. Even without familial bonds in the royal family, that's just an excuse. He could have sought help from aunts and uncles on his mother's side, but he was totally swindled by his wife. Cam also doesn't believe she was ever pregnant. As for Doria living with them, it's probably for business, to avoid the DEA or IRS, so she doesn't pay taxes on any illegal dealings, or to gain other advantages through her daughter. Keep in mind she was with them in that supposed NYC high-speed chase. She gets publicity along with them, even if it's foolish. As for Harry, who cares what he likes or doesn't when he's just a doormat to Meghan? He's probably met her lovers at home repeatedly but can't say anything. Meghan didn't earn the nickname Yacht Girl for nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if she has HIV. Kim, I concur with much of your assessment. I don't think Meghan was ever pregnant. Harry has been completely taken advantage of, and it's not his fault he's not very bright. That's why I do feel some sympathy for him. He's been swindled, as you say. As for Doria and Meghan, those two are deeply disturbed. I've also read speculation that Harry and Meghan are heavy cocaine users, which makes sense to me. Cocaine abuse would explain the erratic behavior we've seen from them, and I imagine Doria has all the best connections. What do you think about the idea of Meghan penning a memoir? Please share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like and share with friends. And subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.